Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a mukbang. Today we have a bunch of just really yummy freaking food. I am starving. I haven't eaten all day. It's also very hot, so if you hear anything in the background, it's probably my fan. It's also hitting the blinds over here, so if you hear a little bit of that, I'm very, very sorry. But other than that, you shouldn't be able to hear it, so I'm hoping. But if you do, that's what it is, and I apologize in advance. So today we have a bunch of different Korean street foods. Korean / convenience store. I just wanted something that was very just yummy. I was really in the mood for Korean food. So we have, first of all, we have a cup jinramen. This is tteokbokki, but my mom made it rosé because I don't really love tteokbokki that much. The reason why I don't like it is because usually tteokbokki is a little bit sweeter, and you guys know I don't really like sweet foods. I also made fire noodle because I've been craving it. And yes, this is a lot of food. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. I am very hungry. It is my cheat day, so I am gonna go a little bit crazy, but hopefully I can eat majority of it. Then my mom made some dumplings. I didn't ask for them, but she made them. They look super, super good. And this is tuna kimbap, 참치 kimbap. My mom has made tteokbokki, but she has not made rosé on her channel, and she has made the tuna kimbap, and she has made dumplings. So I will link all her videos down below if you want to learn how to make it. I will also try to get her to make this on her channel because it's super duper good. It kind of tastes like a creamy version of tteokbokki if you've ever had it. Tteokbokki is also, I realize you guys probably, if you haven't ever heard of it, you don't know what it is. It is a spicy, I don't think it's that spicy, but it is spicy, rice cakes with a little bit of fish cake and sausage. So here's the sausage. These are my favorite sausages. They're Korean sausages, and then we have some rice cakes, and then we have some fish cakes. Usually there's like an egg in it, but we didn't put an egg. Anyways, I'm gonna dive in because I'm starving. First things first, I'm gonna put up my hair. I zoomed out a little bit because my head was getting cut off, my little hair, my little bun bun. But I'm gonna go ahead and eat the tteokbokki first. I'm gonna have a rice cake and a fish cake. These are my favorite sausages. You can find them at H Mart. You can find them at any Korean grocery store around you, I think. I know for sure they have it at H Mart. The only reason I did this gin was because I kind of wanted soup. That's good. I'm gonna do a tuna kimbap. Can you guys see that? The tuna kimbap has rice, perilla leaves, and like a tuna salad. This has been sitting here for a little bit. Let me mix it up. You guys know I always take like the first 10 minutes to really get down and eat. Let me just get a bite full. And then I'll start talking. Because I do want to talk about some stuff, you guys. I do. I finished reading It Ends With Us. I haven't made fire noodles in so long. I wish I could share with you my mom's food because they're so good. Some dumplings. These are good. I'm gonna dip it in here. That's good. also haven't done a mukbang. Oh my god, I just realized this is so foreign to me. Or it felt really weird because I haven't filmed like a formal mukbang in a very long time. Like lighting and sitting here and plated everything. I've been doing a bunch of fun mukbangs. Okay. A little bit of this. I honestly can't wait for the day to go back to Korea. I'm counting down the days. Genuinely. I think my mom told me that I went to Korea when I was 3 and 4, I believe. And then I didn't go back until summer 2011. It was right before I went to senior year of high school. It was right before I started senior year of high school. And I actually got to see my grandma before she passed, because she passed a few years after that. A very short while, actually. But I feel like when I went, I didn't get to discover Korea, you know? I was still a teenager. It was just like, oh, I'm going to Korea to, like, see family, you know? I didn't really get to venture out. My cousins took me around. I actually have, my mom's whole side of the family actually still lives in Korea. So I have 2 aunts and an uncle there. My mom is the youngest in her family. Each of my aunts and uncle have... There's only one aunt that had 3 kids, but the rest have 2 kids. So I have quite a few cousins over there that are married. They're much older than me. There's only one cousin that's younger than me, and he's only like 2 years younger than me. Obviously, with my mom being the youngest in her family, we are the youngest pair of cousins. So my cousins in Korea actually have kids. And I feel like I didn't get to enjoy Korea like fully when I was there. But I honestly can't wait for the day I go back. I am waiting for it. But now that I'm older, like, there's so many things I want to eat. Well, obviously, ever since I've gone back, the whole mukbang community has exploded. There weren't any mukbangs when I was in high school, at least not that I know of. The dumplings are fried perfectly. Kimbap and ramen soup hits so hard. Oh my god. It's like heaven. If you've never tried it and you're obsessed with Korean food, eat ramen and kimbap together. It's like a match made in heaven. Not a fan of the noodles because they're a little bit overcooked, but that's my fault. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have ever had Korean food. And if you have, what your favorite food is or what you want to try if you haven't had it before. And Korean barbecue does not count. I do not count it. Korean barbecue is just an experience. It's not like a food, like a, do you guys get what I mean? Like, These are like dishes, you know? Korean barbecue isn't a dish, it's an experience. So as much as Korean barbecue can be your favorite food, I wouldn't say it's authentically like you've had Korean food. If you've only ever had Korean barbecue, I would just be like, oh, cool, like, that's cool. Like, you probably had the kimchi and the banchan, which is the side dishes and stuff. But like a real Korean dish, I want to know. The fire noodles are good. This tuna kimbap is like literally hitting the spot. But anyways, back to the whole Korea thing. I really want to go back to Korea. I'm going to drag my mom with me because she knows everything, because obviously she grew up there. And literally have the time of my life. But that actually brings us to our sponsor today. I want to thank Surfshark for sponsoring this video. If you're not familiar with what Surfshark is basically an app that keeps you safe. And what I mean by that is it masks what you do online. It keeps your identity safe, it keeps your data safe. And how they do that is they basically use a VPN, which is a virtual private network. And what that does is it keeps your information masked. It pretty much blurs it out, encrypts it, keeps it safe so that no one else can see what you're doing. So a lot of the times there are a lot of countries out there where you can't connect to YouTube or Instagram or Netflix or yada yada yada. There's so much more. For example, say I'm traveling to Korea with my mom. As much as Korea is very safe and they are very developed, there may be chances that some websites that we use in the US are not going to work in Korea. So what Surfshark does is you can change your location to the US and you'll be able to use US websites. Something I think is really cool is that Surfshark allows you to connect to a country and you can access their Netflix. I think that's insane. It sounds like it's not allowed, like you're breaking the law, but it's totally allowed. Through Surfshark, you can do anything. Something I think is very important that Surfshark does for you is encrypt your information. Basically what that means is it encrypts your information, it keeps your data and your identity very safe between your device and the internet. I don't know about you, but I would be scared traveling, even in Korea. You just never know. As much as I think, I may be naive, but as much as I think that Korea is safe, I still want my information safe. Like when I need to sign into my bank accounts in a different country, I want to know that my information, my password, my usernames are being kept safe. Another cool thing about Surfshark is you can actually make one account and use all your devices on there. So you can use your laptops, you can use your iPads, you can use your phones just on one account. If you guys are traveling the world and you want to keep your identity safe and just everything you do online safe, Surfshark actually gave me a discount code that'll get you 83% off and 3 months for free. You can either click the link down below in my descriptions or you can use my discount code Yeji, Y-E-J-I. Thank you so much to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Okay, all that talking actually got me hungry again, so I'm gonna continue eating. My favorite is when the tteokbokki, the rice cakes, sit for a little bit, because then the rice cakes get really chewy, and it's my favorite when they're chewy. Can you believe I've never had tteokbokki in Korea? I've always wanted to do this thing where everywhere I go, I don't travel much, but if I do have the chance to travel a lot one day, every country I go to, I want to try their McDonald's. I never tried McDonald's in Vietnam, and I know some of you might be like, out of all things you could try, why McDonald's? But I feel like McDonald's, one, is the biggest franchise that's pretty much like all around the world, like all around the world. I'm gonna do a sausage and a rice cake. Oh! I wanted to talk about my book. Not my book, but the book I was reading. Okay, because this is a sit-down video, I'm going to give spoilers. I'm just going to talk about it. I will vaguely talk about it in my vlog, but I'm going to like talk about it in detail. So if you guys don't want to hear about it because you haven't read it, I highly suggest you skip this part. So I read It Ends With Us. I finished the book a couple days ago. It was a very good book. So I have now read only November 9th and It Ends With Us from Colleen Hoover. By Colleen Hoover. I bawled my eyes out when I read November 9th. I cried when I read It Ends With Us. I think a lot of it I couldn't really cry because towards the end I didn't have like peaceful quietness. Everyone kept barging into my room and like interrupting it. So every time I would feel emotional, I was interrupted. So I actually ended up screaming at my whole family because I was like, can you guys just shut up for like 2 hours? I just want to finish this book. So I did cry, but I feel like I didn't get to enjoy it as much. First things first, I understand why you guys said that you guys are Team Atlas instead of Team Ryle. Someone actually spoiled it for me because they said something in a comment and was like, yana, yana, yana. But I understand why everyone was Team Atlas in the end and it wasn't Ryle. If you're confused, you will get it, trust me. But I know some people are like against Colleen Hoover or like her books and some people aren't. And it really depends on like how much of a bookworm, or personally I think it really depends on whether or not you like love stories, or if you're not into like fiction books. I understand it could not be your cup of tea. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love stories. I will sit there and read them. I also used to write love stories. I haven't written in a very long time. I used to sit at my computer and type hours and hours and hours. I also am totally down to read other things. I'm not trying to stick to Colleen Hoover. So if you guys have any book recommendations, please leave them down below. I am so down to read pretty much like anything. I'm not trying to just read all of Colleen Hoover, so please leave recommendations. I'm obsessed with the tuna kimbap. Okay, you guys, I think this is honestly going to be my last bite. I'm so full. Oopsies. Was so amazing. I know you guys are probably like, Michelle, you like barely touched the tteokbokki. My whole family knew I wasn't gonna eat it all. It's, out of everything, it's probably my least favorite, but it was really, really good. I was just really excited for the tuna kimbap, and I think that's what made me full because there's rice in it, but that's fine. My mom likes tteokbokki, so she'll probably have some of that. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And thank you so much to Surfshark for sponsoring this video.